What's up, my good people? Another trade recap video. So last night I was on a late night tip. On the 24th, like 11:55 p.m. I dropped the ES zone, dropped NASDAQ zone about midnight, which is the next day, the 25th. Crude oil, same thing at 12. Well, that was gold at 12, crude oil at 116. A couple bonuses I dropped in there were Russell at 142 and soy at 2. So I was up on it. Just got back from Disney, recoup mode, right? So let's start with the ES, starting at the 25th around midnight. These were the two zones I had drawn, the supply and the demand. Looks like if you took the demand zone, that triggered at 3 a.m. If you had a set and forget going. You don't have to do that. If you were up and you took a confirmation entry, 225 was the risk. You got 1-to-1 at least. That was 18 ticks. You got 2-to-1, which is 36 ticks easily for 450. And if you went zone to zone, you should have took 800 out there. So that was 18 ticks on that one. If you took the short, you got both of them. That was 275, 22 ticks. If you went for 1-to-1, 2-to-1, which was 44, you got the 550. If you held for zone to zone, you at least got 800 if you went all the way down to that zone. And that was 22 ticks. So the long worked out, the short worked out. The breakouts. If you took the breakout, this would have been the entry. It did close above that. Depending on if you take morning or afternoon. Afternoons, I typically don't take too much because it's lower volume in the afternoon. But if you happen to already have it set and you put the stop back behind the zone, you would have been stopped out. Minus 275. If you took it again, you would have been stopped out. Minus 275. It's 3 o'clock anyway. You shouldn't be in that anyhow. I wouldn't even have taken this one in the afternoon without a very aggressive break-even strategy or some confirmation entries. That was ES. I'll update the new zone and publish those in Discord. Let's go NQ. What did NQ do? Same thing. I'm gonna start looking at the volume from today. So I dropped these zones last night. We were in this region, same thing as ES. You got the demand zone hit. That was a bigger zone, that was 600. So if you did, that's 30, let's remember that, 30 points, 120 ticks. 30, you got your 600 for the 1-to-1. You got 2-to-1 easily. And that's right before zone to zone. So let's drop that back to 6 where it was. 600. Good enough. All right. We know what it is. And I said it, but did it anyway. All right. We got that one. So you should have got 12 on that one if you ran for 1-to-1 and a 2-to-1. If you took the shorts without a confirmation entry, which, you probably got a couple false confirmation entries. So you would have got in here. Worst case scenario, if you went with a 30-minute candle for a confirmation, which should have made your risk a little smaller. But if you just took the regular limit order here, you were filled. And if you went for 1-to-1, what is this? 36 ticks. Did we get 36? You didn't get 36, but you hit that value area. 36, you would have missed it. If you took it right off of the zone for a proximal entry. If you took a confirmation entry on this 30-minute reversal candle, entry there, if you did do that, this was 98 ticks. You definitely got 98 ticks on that, on the first candle, 1-to-1, if you took the confirmation entry. 98, it's that same level right there. So you got 150 if you took it with the confirmation entry. This was 24 and some change, 98 ticks. And before Before that, it was 36 ticks. That's about right. So that would have been a successful short, depending on how you played it. It's all up to you on how you play it. Following that, we had a breakout of this zone. If you scale down to a 5-minute time frame and took a confirmation entry, you got to the next zone, easily got a 1-to-1, which would have made up for the short loss if you just had a regular order set on both sides of the zone. If you took a break and retest, waiting for it to come back, you still got way more than 1-to-1, 2-to-1. It just ran on. The next zone above that, you should have got a 1-to-1 out of that one. That was a 665, so that should have played out. For this next opposing zone, the breakout of that zone, that played out if you hit these target levels. I put these prices here because these are target key levels that you can use as take profits or reversal points. And you can see it was both here, a take profit that reversed. So key level, it was probably an old zone before that got deleted or just a nice level of interest in the past. So you see back here, it was real rangy. That was the bottom of a range. So that's where that price point came from. If you were holding, oh man, you ended the day in profit and you're still up in profit now. So the break of those supply zones worked. The reversal worked. Breakout worked. Reversal of this supply zone. If you waited for a confirmation entry, you'd just be getting in now, but we broke the zone, so I probably wouldn't even be interested in it. It was a small zone anyway. It wasn't even the best time of day. It was made at like 4:30 in the morning, so I like them 2 o'clock. New York open and London open. That was the update for NQ. Gold. Who said gold is old? Same thing. This was dropped a little later that night. Let's see, the 25th, midnight is here. I just had this same demand zone from a couple days ago, and you easily got 1-to-1 on that. That looks like no problem. 55 ticks. 55 ticks. Perfect. A perfect 55 ticks. Back to 55 here. All right, if you took that, you got your 1-to-1 there. If you took the breakout here, which would have been a confirmation entry, you lost it either way. If you took it and waited for the pullback, it blew right past you, unless you took a confirmation on the pullback, another entry technique. If you took a breakout, oof, it was another demand zone here. I debated on marking up, but I just didn't. But if you did take that break, I mean, you were running right into another zone. So I would have targeted, to be honest, I would have just targeted the body of this, but it wouldn't even have been worth the risk to reward. This was another zone back here around the African session, which was retested here pre-gold pit open. And that gold pit opened around 7 like it came back. No, it didn't, before 7. So that's what was going on there. A lot of noise to break through. No supply zones that I have marked. There was one up here I thought about marking earlier this week. I didn't. So that's what happened on gold. You should have gotten 1-to-1. And if you took the short, that would have been a loss. So worst case would have been a wash on gold. Let's go crude oil, see what we got. Crude oil, 25th. Nope, nothing there yet. I'm still holding these same zones. I may adjust them later, so you'll see on the markups this evening or late tonight. I'm dropping them late tonight so that you can potentially set them up for the New York session. If you're up early in the morning, I'll probably start dropping these a little earlier in the day also. Maybe by 7, that's the goal, so that you can set it up for the New York session. In fact, it'll be by 8, maybe by 8, because I'm normally doing the Tokyo session open. So crude oil, nothing on that. Bonuses, what do we have in the bonus box? Russell 2000. Russell, not Wilson. Cool guy. Russell, we had a demand zone only on the Russell. And I believe that one already got played. So, you know, we wouldn't have wanted that again. It did come back and give you a little play, but that's not one we would want to have taken again for the long or the short. Once the zone is chewed through, it's a wrap. So it did tap it earlier here. Let's go to a 5 to see what actually happens on that 5 minute. 5 minute, it tapped, gave you a reversal for a confirmation entry. If you took it pre-market open, which is at 8:30, you would have took a L. Maybe if you went for a 1-to-1. I would be, while you're taking these zones, scaling other targets. Like you got a lot of rangy choppiness right here. So I normally go for the lows, the bottom of that. You want to adjust these real time. The 1-to-1 is ideal, but if you see something else in the way, like all these buyers and sellers fighting, target to get out before the noise. Had you done that, you'd at least walked away profitable. And what is that? 46 to 50 for 5 points up to 51. Breakout, same thing. A little noisy. After that big drop, I would have been cautious and watching. But that was the Russell. Already tested a couple times, so it really should have been small confirmation entries using order flow, book map, or I like the footprint chart. That is CL. We dropped soy again. Drop soy on that boy. Let's see, soy. What did we do? What did we do? Soy. Ooh, nice. So soy demand zone only tested once. It was an immediate retest, but that was a big move after that. So I'm counting it as one. Formed and tested once with a lot of power behind it. So it may be a little steam left there. And it was. So 150 was the risk. You at least got 1-to-1. Easily 2-to-1, I believe. That's 300. That's 2-to-1. And we're going 3-to-1. It's 450 right now. It's right at 450. So you got 2-to-1 out of that easily, working on 3-to-1. It triggered in New York session, so you should have been out before the market closed if you got a prop firm account. 1:30 when it closes, you should have got your 1-to-1. If you chose to hold it because you don't have a prop account and you are trading live, or you have a prop account that allows you to swing, then you should still be in it. Got your 1-to-1. If you went break even, you've been stopped out at break even. You could have got back in on a pullback to that zone, watching confirmation, or kept your stop where it was if you wanted to, and got 1-to-1, stop still here and running. Trade how you want. I normally go 1-to-1, break even. So I would have been fine closing that out before the 1:30 because I'm using Apex, a prop firm, so I have to be closed anyway before 1:30 for this particular instrument because it closes at a different time. Nice zone right here forming. I'm gonna mark that now. Get a bonus zone. That might play out nicely. Volume profile. Check out this supply zone. See what we got. What's the risk? This might trigger overnight. You get an early bonus. $62. Small little zone. Nice big move from there. A lot of volume. I like that one. We'll see what happens with it overnight. I'll probably give it a little headroom. So confirmation entry on it for sure. Let's go give it 8 ticks at least. Yeah, we'll give you a little room. All right, good people. That is the end of that. I'll post this trade results video as usual in Discord under trade idea results. You can also check it out on YouTube. Till the next video. Deuces.